In my experience, scalping is not passive income. Clear results require clear commitments. The trading volume and final P&L, in my observations, are a function of actually sitting down regularly to steer the ship or to plot a new course if that is what's required. The months where I gave most focus to trading are the ones that actually produced results, while the months where I was giving more focus to research for videos have been significantly weaker in trading. Maybe it is possible to do it differently, but with me, meaningful results never tend to show up from dabbling here or there a few times a week. You may consider formulating a predefined process on how you manage, maintain, and iterate the algorithms and strategies that you have created earlier at this setup stage. Or you may be an improviser. I've seen that too, where a trader noticed a promising pattern, threw together a quick algo, and left it running overnight. He woke up to about 1,000 USDT in profits, turned off the algo, and that was the end of it. But I am sure that even then, somewhere in the back of his mind, based on experience and intuition, he still had a process. A process of weighing the pros and cons, the risks and rewards. A process that led him to committing to this algorithm and being fully prepared to accept either a negative or a positive outcome, whatever it may be. Which brings us to responsibility. Unlike traditional day jobs, trading has no boss, no team, no safety nets, no one to manage your time, no one to tell you what to do or what your goals or priorities should be. Every single result is yours and yours alone. All profits are yours and all losses are yours. Every trade is final. There is no undo, no retry, no save state. Even when servers crash, even when the exchange lags, even when your algorithm malfunctions or your cat eats your Ethernet cable. It may not be your fault, but it is still your result. You may want to think about this. Bearing exactly 100% of responsibility for everything. Is it something that scares you, or is it something that excites you? Which brings us to emotions. I realize that everyone has very different emotional profiles. But unless you are a Zen master or somehow manage to evade everything that is inherently human, emotions will come. I read that a loss tends to have twice the emotional impact of a profit of the same size. You may experience nagging doubts about your own capabilities. You may feel overconfidence after a big win and go do something reckless. You will take some things too seriously and other things not seriously enough. You may feel like giving it all up and going back to waiting tables after a bad week. You will want to break any system of rules and constraints that you have built for yourself and sworn to follow. There will be impulses to take revenge on a specific bad coin or the market itself. And just as well, there will also be feelings of great elation and being almost invincible, incredible feelings of satisfaction and freedom. I cannot tell you how to handle these because I don't fully know myself, plus everyone is different. Just be aware that they will come, probably more than you realize. Trading may also creep into or even invade your day-to-day life. You may keep thinking about how to adjust that stop loss just right, while others around you are enjoying a party, a meal, or a beautiful sunset. There is no right or wrong answer. You may be able to compartmentalize it, or you may just learn to live with it. Just be aware that it can happen. Another personality trait that you may want to think about is the degree of tolerance for risk. Where you are on that scale will inform the way you trade. You may be disciplined, systematic, cautious, even defensive at times, which may mean lower risk, lower reward, but more consistency in the long term. Or you may be opportunistic, improvising, higher risk, high reward, but still within a coherent system that can tolerate larger swings. Both approaches exist. Just a word of warning. Someone with the tendency towards gambling behavior should probably avoid this altogether. Another thing to consider is how you handle uncertainty and the value you place on stability. In everyday world, stability tends to be valued, while in scalping, volatility is where it's at. That's where the money is made or lost. Flat lines of stability in the market mean there are no opportunities to follow the main tenet of trading: buy low, sell high. And the only certainty in trading is that as long as an asset exists, its price will keep moving to the right of your screen. Everything else is uncertain. There is no sure thing. There are only probabilities and trade-offs. It is also important to consider that traders on an exchange are essentially constantly competing against each other. In a simplistic view, scalping within a stablecoin quoted asset, such as USDT, is a zero-sum game, which means if someone loses, someone else necessarily wins an equal amount, which in turn means that money is being made every second. It is more about being on the right side of the trade more often than the next guy. Therefore, one would have to rethink the notion that the price going up is always good and the price going down is always bad. In scalping, you really don't care if the market is going up or down as long as there's liquidity. So there's not really a bad market or a good market per se. It is all only relative to your approach. I know, even I find it hard to believe the words that I just said. If we take a less simplistic view, then scalping on an exchange is actually a negative-sum game, because the exchange always takes a cut from both sides. But the size of that cut is known, and any sane strategy has that knowledge built in. On a more existential level, you may ask yourself, why would I play a negative-sum game? I know there's money to be made, but what about meaning and purpose? Scalping does not directly create any added value in the traditional sense. Crypto is even more abstract than stock market derivatives or commodities futures, and even more speculative. You are not building a real product or a service or investing in anything. You are working inside a complex system, making decisions under serious uncertainty, managing risk, sorting out probabilities, making trade-offs, designing algorithms to try and outsmart the proverbial smartest guys in the room. For some people, this is engaging and meaningful in itself. For others, it feels empty. Just something to think of and be honest with yourself about. So far, it may appear that this whole trading path requires quite a lot of someone with no guarantees of success. But this story wouldn't be complete without a redemption arc. If you think about it, other careers require even more for even longer. And even then, not every career succeeds, and not every career is for everyone. Here, there is basically no gatekeeper, no permission required. The market is there and it's volatile every hour of every day. Opportunities exist at every moment. They may or may not be suitable for you and your approach, but still they are present. For the right type of mind, working with systems, data, probabilities, making decisions under uncertainty may be quite exciting and rewarding. Being completely responsible for your goals, your process, and your results may also be attractive. No hierarchy, no one to report to, no one to interfere. The market has quite low barriers to entry, is very democratic, and in a way, quite close to freedom. You are allowed in, you are given opportunities, and you have total free reign over what you're going to do with it. And while being fully intangible and completely abstract, ironically, crypto scalping provides the most honest and direct feedback. You make a decision, and you see an outcome almost immediately. It doesn't hide, it doesn't sugarcoat, it does not take 5 business days to respond. You see only the fruits of your own labor. My intention with this video was to set or adjust expectations. This is not a get-rich-quick path. It is not a simple system with predetermined steps or a career ladder to follow. It requires investment of money, time, and brainpower. It requires patience and discipline, but it rewards seemingly in proportion to the amount and the quality of effort that you put into it. Ultimately, if you need your work to be grounded in creating something tangible or addressing some real-world need, this may not be all that satisfying. If you are drawn to complex systems, probability, decision-making, and uncapped opportunities, then this might be for you.